Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ali Business Salah. I am foundation level student at Ryan School, Islamabad, Barakau campus. So viewers, I will come with a new Maya. So my Maya topic, the roots of concurrence. So let's start. Hello Maya.
Hey there.
Maya, my first question is for you. What are the main causes that lead people to feel
I'm not sure what
concerned
you mean.
about social issue?
I didn't quite catch that. The audio was a little fuzzy. Could you repeat your question about social issues? Just want to make sure I understand what you're getting at. Still there? Just checking in. Sounds like your connection might be cutting out a bit. Let me know when you're ready to try again. You still with me? No rush. Tech can be finicky sometimes. Uh, Everything okay? You sound a little quiet.
Okay, Maya. My next question is for you.
Okay, I'm here.
How do childhood
I'm listening.
experiences influence a
How do
person's sense of conquer of other?
Okay, that's a really interesting question. How childhood experiences shape how we approach relationships and intimacy. Are you thinking specifically about confidence levels? Or maybe patterns we pick up early on about trust and vulnerability?
Okay, Maya. My next question is for you. In what ways does
Go ahead, I'm listening.
empathy shape
Um,
our understanding of society problems?
okay. So you're asking about how childhood experiences shape empathy, shame, or understanding of social problems. That's a big question. Our early years really do lay the foundation for those things. Do you want to start with empathy? Because I think a lot of what we learn about connecting with others happens right when we're kids, observing our parents and people around us.
My next question is for you. How do some people show more concern for global issues than others?
I'm not quite catching the beginning of that question. Could you say the first part again? I think I heard gold cards for global issues, but I want to make sure I'm getting the full context.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How do culture values affect what societies consider important conquers?
You're asking how cultural values influence what societies see as important achievements or priorities, right? Well, that makes sense. What's considered successful or valuable really varies from place to place. For example, in some cultures, community is valued above all else. So cooperation and collective achievements might be seen as most important. In others, individual ambition and personal success get more focus.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. What role does family play in develop, developing, developing a sense of
Um,
responsibility and conquers?
Developing a sense of Responsibility and concourse? Is that what you were going for? I'm hearing responsibility and it sounds like you might have said consciousness, but I'm not sure on that second part. If we're talking about how families build those qualities in kids, it's huge. Families teach kids about obligations, boundaries, and what happens when actions have consequences. It starts with little things, chores, keeping promises, but those things really lay the groundwork.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How how can media encourage awareness about pressing social and environmental issues?
You're asking how media impacts awareness of social and environmental problems. That's a powerful connection. Media definitely shapes what we see as important, right? The stories that get covered, the angles they take, it all influences our understanding of these issues. What got you thinking about this specifically?
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. In what ways does in economic inequality
Ready
create
for?
with a separated societal concourse?
Yeah, you're asking about how economic inequality creates divisions within society. That's a really important question. Economic inequality can absolutely create these divides and barriers between people in a lot of ways. Do you want to talk specifically about certain or how it generally impacts societies?
Okay, Maya. My next question is for you. How does political instability influence public confidence and security?
I think you might have meant political instability. That's what I'm hearing, though the audio is a bit choppy. So, how political instability affects public confidence and security? That's a huge impact. People need trust in their government to feel safe and stable. Without that, everything kind of falls apart. Does that make sense?
Okay, Maya. My next question. Okay, Maya. My next question is for you.
All right, what's your next question?
Maya. My
I'm
next.
not quite following. Can you repeat that question?
Maya. My next question.
You keep breaking up.
Okay, Maya. My next question is for you.
Yes, go ahead with your next.
How does politically instability influence? What is the connection between environmental degradation, and human progress?
Okay, you asked about political instability and the connection between environmental degradation and human progress. That's two pretty separate questions mashed together. First, political instability definitely makes it harder to address environmental issues. Governments are too busy fighting just to survive, let alone deal with long term environmental stuff. As for environmental degradation, and that's complicated. Sometimes progress comes at the cost of environmental damage, but increasingly, we're realizing they're actually linked. Healthy environments support human progress in the long run.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How can religion on spirituality encourage compassion and care for others?
The beginning was hard to catch there, but I got the main question how religion can encourage compassion and care. That's actually a really interesting and complex question. Most major religions have teachings about empathy, helping others, and treating everyone with respect. At their best, religions do inspire people to do good in the world.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How can religion on why is mental health becoming a growing concern in modern societies?
You're asking about religion and why mental health is such a big topic now? Well, religion can influence how we deal with mental health, sometimes in helpful ways by providing support networks and beliefs about resilience, but also sometimes in unhelpful ways through stigma or shame. And mental health, I think there's just more awareness now. Plus, we live in really stressful times, lots of pressure, isolation, social media comparison. Those things take a toll.
Thanks,
You
Maya.
still with me? Your audio's cutting it
Maya,
a bit, but glad I could help. Thanks for all those thoughtful questions. Have a good one.
how do personal experiences shape an environmental response on injustice?
That's a great question. Personal experiences have a huge impact on how we respond to injustice. If someone has been directly affected by discrimination or unfair treatment, they often have a fire lit under them to fight for change. But it can also go the other way. Sometimes experiences can lead to feelings of helplessness or fear that hold people back from speaking out. Do you have something specific you were thinking about when you asked that?
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. What impact does globalization have on shared global concerns?
Hmm. Okay. Globalization can be tricky when talking about cards. Let me see what I can find on that. Ah, I think I understand what you meant now. You said corn cards instead of corn markets. Globalization has actually had a big impact on global corn markets. More trade and competition mean prices can change quickly across different countries. It's made it easier for places like Brazil to become major exporters, but also more volatile for farmers everywhere. Does that make sense?
Maya, my next question is for you. How has misinformation distort given in societal concerns?
S- Let me quickly check on that. Ooh, okay. You're asking about how misinformation is fracturing our collective understanding of things. Yeah, it's a huge problem. Misinformation really undermines trust in everything in science and media and government. That makes it way harder to agree on anything from public health to basic facts about the world. It's honestly become a real threat to social harmony.
Maya, my next question is for you.
Hey, are you still?
Why is youth
Go ahead. What's
activism
your next question?
important in addressing modern challenges?
That's a pretty deep question. Role of faith in modern challenges. I think for a lot of people, religious communities provide really important support networks and sense of hope when dealing with things like poverty, conflict, or natural disasters. Often they're the first responders on the ground. But it's not just practical help. Faith can also offer moral frameworks for addressing these challenges too. What specifically got you thinking about this? Sorry, can you? Sounds like you're asking how
Okay,
narratives and cultural artifacts, stories, books, movies.
My question
Yeah,
is
I'm
for
Maya.
you.
Not
Why is balancing personal and society's concerns important for harmony?
You're asking about how balancing personal needs with social needs, like finding that middle ground where everyone gets what they need to live together harmoniously. That's that's core to building stable societies. If everyone's only focused on what they want, and no one thinks about the impact on others, things just fall apart. But you need that individual space too to develop fully. It's a tricky balance, isn't it?
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How can collaboration between nations help solve global problems?
Okay, let me just grab some info on that. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Global problems need global solutions. When countries work together, they can pool resources, share knowledge, and develop faster solutions than anyone could manage on their own. It's how you tackle things like climate change, pandemics, or economic crises. They don't respect borders, so neither can the solutions.
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. Maya, my next question: what steps can invalids take to address concerns within their communities?
Um, let me think on that one. If you're asking what people can do about gun violence, there are a few paths. Supporting gun safety laws is one, but another big piece is getting involved in local organizations that focus on prevention, mentoring programs. Ooh,
Okay, Maya, my next question is for you. How does access to information influence public awareness and concerns?
let me pull up some info. It makes a huge difference. Basically, informed people make better decisions, period. When people have access to good information, they can understand complex issues, participate in democracy, and hold leaders accountable. Of course, the quality of that information matters. You can't trust everything you read online.
Okay, Maya, my next
But overall,
my
transparency and access to data really empower people to make smart choices about their lives. Okay, I'm listening. What's your next question?
Okay, my next question is for you. How can education
Go ahead with your question. I'm
empower
listening.
empower women address long-term
Uh,
societal concerns?
yeah, let me quickly check this. That's a great question. It's about breaking those cycles that hold people back. Education gives people the tools to understand why systems are unfair, and empowerment gives them the confidence and resources to actually change them. It's not just about charity or quick fixes, it's about building long term systemic change from the ground up. I'm really struggling to understand you right now. I think there might be some connection issues. I caught a bit about Vedra, but could you try repeating that question?
Maya, my last question is for you. What role do international organizations play in addressing global concerns?
Just double checking international organizations. International organizations like the UN and World Health Organization actually play a huge role. They're these spaces where countries can all talk and try to find common ground on complex problems that none of them could fix alone. They help set global standards, provide aid, and basically coordinate cooperation around tough issues like climate change or health emergencies.
This is my Maya. Meet with the next Maya. Love is Pakistan. Zindabad. Rehan School. Zindabad.